Hi, welcome to my channel. Today is the launch of the Pattern 39. This is the ultimate zipper pouch, one pattern with 3 sizes. Meet the Traveler's Trifecta. Come with 3 zipper compartment, 1 grab handle. This is my daughter's pencil case and she chose not to have one. You have an option of putting 1 zipper pull instead of 2. And let me go through the sizes for you. This is size small. It can be a pencil case or even a craft pouch. Ideal for keeping stationery, sewing tools, or even a personal item. My daughter already took this to school since last week. As you can see, I didn't put the grab handle. She doesn't want it. Yes, I've forgotten to put a zipper tab, but she doesn't mind, so it is okay. And for this is how she organized. She liked to put her eraser, some little notes also. And on the other side, I think she did some drawing. On this side, she actually put her card also. For the small size, it doesn't have an inner zipper pocket and a slip pocket. And for the exterior, it does have the double elastic band and 1 mesh fabric. For the medium and the large, it will come with a clear vinyl, which I will go through soon. So this is how it will look for your small size. This inspiration came about when I was in China. I saw a pencil case that has this triple zipper pouch, and I thought it's quite cool. So I came back and I was thinking maybe we can, beside a pencil case, we can even do as a craft pouch or even a toiletry pouch. And here we are, 3 sizes. So this is size small. This is a medium size. In the video tutorial, I'll be sewing this. Same as a small size, it does have the mesh pocket and the elastic band on one side, plus the divider pocket. On this side, we are using clear vinyl to do the base and the flat cover. This is mainly for brushes or sharp items that you want to protect. And for the inside here, it comes with a slip pocket or divider pocket and a zipper pocket. This is ideal for gadgets, cosmetics, or even travel essentials such as power bank, adapter, or even the Nintendo Switch. This is your medium. As for the large, it is spacious enough for toiletries, crafting tools, or even fishing gear. So it really gives you ample space for you to put your stuff. Even for this, like if you do go to any sewing retreat, you can bring this along. And you can see there's more space to put a longer item. And same, this one you will have either a slip pocket or divider pocket. The choice is yours. Zipper pocket. For the outer zipper compartment, it is the same as the medium. It can even fit in the Nintendo Switch. There are no restrictions for the fabric bases. Choose your materials according to your sewing machine abilities. Select the stabilizer ranging from lightweight to heavyweight, depending on your preference. If you are new to sewing curves or zipper, I would suggest to choose a lightweight. For all this trifecta, I choose the Sewfisticated Foam Heavy and the Premium. I just prefer my pouch to be more structured. For a start, it is advisable to do a bulk test on the layers so that you can see if your machine is able to get through, especially during the curves. And now without further ado, let's get started, and I can't wait to see all your finished made. For this video, I'll be going through with you how do you prepare the pattern pieces, especially if you are new to sophisticated pattern. First, you will need to test the test box 1 inch or 3 cm. The pattern pieces you can print on either A4 or US letter. For best result, always print it out from a computer using Adobe Reader at actual or 100%. Once you confirm the test box is correct, we will cut on the outer line. On some pieces, you will notice there are triangles, which we will need to line it up to form a diamond. For this piece, we will need to match the corresponding label, line up the triangle to form a diamond, and from there, your pattern piece is ready. In order to save the paper and cut down on preparation, I like to prepare my stabilizer on the pattern piece that you need to cut. For this piece BB2 for Traveler's Trifecta, you need to cut the stabilizer on the dash line. I like to laminate all my pattern pieces, and if you can see, I do line up from here. I basically laminate on its own and cut it and use the tape to secure it. After punching the hole on the dash line, I will use these to transfer to the stabilizer, which I will be demonstrating in a while. If the fabric that you choose has a print orientation, follow the Sewfisticated logo. After using the hole puncher to punch through the dash line, on the wrong side, I will place my dash line with the punch hole at the edge. You can always cut bigger and we can always trim down, but again, end of the day, we try to save the stabilizer as much as we could. So from here, I actually transferred the stabilizer marking over, as you can see. And from here, I will use the straight edge Once done, I will use my scissors to cut it out the stabilizer. This is how I use the trays and cut the stabilizer and to save the material. This is a tip that was given by a previous tester, Jessica. For today's tutorial, I'll be sewing the medium size. Medium and the large size have the same component, except for the small, which I will go through with you when we go into the center and outer compartment. For the exterior, it is the same. You will have 2 pieces of piece A, exterior, 2 pieces of A4, stabilizer, grab handle, piece E, and 1 zipper tag, ZT. For the outer compartment, you will need 4 pieces of A3 lining, 2 pieces of base exterior, PC, lining 2 pieces, C1, stabilizer, C2, 2 pieces, ZC zipper, 2 pieces, including either 1 or 2 pulls, 2 pieces of piece D mesh fabric, the flat cover and the flat base, piece F and piece F1. These 2 are clear vinyl. 1 piece of F2 mesh fabric and 2 pieces of elastic band, as well as bias tape. These are for medium and large size. For small size, you need not have the flat cover and the base, piece F and F1. Then you will need to have extra 2 pieces of elastic band. In total, there will be 4 elastic band for the small size. For the center compartment, you will need 2 pieces of A1 lining, 1 piece of A2 zipper pocket lining, ZA zipper plus 1 pull, ZA1 zipper tag, 2 pieces of D1, the slip or divider pocket lining, ZB zipper plus 1 or 2 pulls, 2 pieces of piece B zipper gusset exterior, B1 zipper gusset lining, B2 zipper gusset stabilizer, 1 piece of BB base stabilizer, base lining BB1, BB2 stabilizer. The stabilizer I'm using is a self-adhesive foam 2.7 premium from my shop. The center compartment is the same for medium and large size. For small, you do not need to have piece D1, which is a slip pocket and divider pocket lining, and A2 zipper pocket lining, and you will less the zipper tape and the zipper tab, as well as the bias tape. These will be for the small size. Prepare this before you start sewing. I'm using the Sewfisticated foam stabilizer, so I'm going to adhere it first before I proceed. If you are using fusible stabilizer, use it first before we start. So right now, if you do have a logo tag, bring it out. We are on step 13, logo tag. If you do not have, skip to the next step. There's no specific placement requirement for your logo tag. Just ensure that it is positioned 1 3/8 inch away from the edges. For my logo tag, I'm going to place it on this panel. I'm going to use a seam ripper to cut 2 small slits wide enough for the prongs to fit through. If your fabric tends to fray, apply the fray stop around the slit. For now, I'm going to insert the logo tag prong through the holes and place the washer over the prongs. Since you already put a stabilizer, so we will not put a stabilizer over the prongs. And your logo tag is now done. For the center compartment, is applicable only to medium and large sizes. For small size, skip to the outer compartment mesh pocket. For now, we are going to keep all away except for the ZA zipper tab and ZA1 zipper. Cut the zipper tab into 4 pieces. Make sure you cinch the both zipper ends, and the measurement should be as stated in the pattern instruction. We are going to place the zipper tab right side together with the zipper tape on both sides. Right side down, right side up. Likewise, right side up and wrong side up. The zipper tape will be sandwiched between the zipper tab. We'll repeat the same for the other side. Ensure you have a zipper pull already in. We are going to the sewing machine and sew the 2 short edges with a 3/8 inch. Thereafter, we are going to turn the zipper tab right side up and top stitch the parameter with a 1/8 inch. Next, we will take the center compartment lining, piece A1. We will mark a 1 3/8 inch from the top edge, and we are going to cut the lining. Next, we will align the zipper right side together with the top lining. So we are going to place at the top. This is what you should have. Zipper right side up and the top lining wrong side up. They are right side together. We are going to the sewing machine now and sew with a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Once done, we are going to open up and top stitch with a 1/8 inch. You can snip off your seam allowance. And now we are going to flatten the seam allowance towards the top lining and top stitch with a 1/8 inch. Next, we will take the bottom lining, again, right side together from the top straight edge. We will sew with a 1/4 inch seam allowance, then we will trim the corner and turn the fabric right side up, and we will top stitch with a 3/8. We'll trim the side here. The center compartment lining with zipper pocket is now done. We'll put this aside for now. Next, we are going to do a divider pocket. This is only for medium and large size. So you need 2 pieces of the lining and we place it wrong side together. Right side up, right side down, wrong side together. And if you have a label tag, you can bring it out and place it 1 1/4 inch away from the short edge. I'm just going to eyeball it. We will base it with a 1/8 inch. Once done, we are going to use the bias tape to cover the raw edges. You can use a double-sided tape or you can just fold it into half and use the clip to secure. And you will sew with a 1/4 inch seam allowance. You can use a lighter to cinch the webbing, the bias tape. Take piece A1 center compartment lining and we are going to place the slip pocket right on top. And we will secure the bottom edge. So right now we are going to turn around and base the 2 sides and the bottom with a 1/8 inch. I cut this fabric too wide, but not an issue. We can always trim it down. If you want to make your slip pocket to have 2 divider pocket, what you do is you draw a line in the center and sew 2 rows of stitches. For this, I'm not going to do it, but I will demonstrate how to do it on the mesh pocket. We'll keep this aside for now. Earlier, I forgot to press the recording. My apology. The sewing later, you will notice a different color, but it's the same. It's just that I forgot to press the recording. So I'm going to retake the preparation for the mesh fabric. For all the 3 sizes, you will need 2 pieces of D1 mesh fabric and 1 piece of F2 mesh fabric. How do we cut the mesh fabric? It's always horizontal stretch and vertical, that is literally none, or very minimum. Okay, so for this 3, we will need to do the binding tape or bias tape for my case. Place the double-sided tape and we are going to remove the backing and fold it to cover the long edges for all 3 pieces. And you will go to the sewing machine and top stitch with a 1/4 inch. For the other 2, I'm going to just bind as I sew. Let's go to the sewing machine now. We already saw the mesh fabric. We're going to put this piece F2 aside first and take the piece A3, the outer compartment lining. Take two pieces out. Make sure you mark the center point already, which I have not. We're going to place the mesh fabric, align the bottom, and secure with clip. We'll repeat the same for the A3 compartment lining and the mesh fabric. Before we go to the sewing machine, I like to put these pinter stick over so that it doesn't shift. So we will go to the sewing machine now, flip it over so that your mesh fabric facing down, and we are going to base with a 1/8 inch. Then from here, I'm going to mark a center line. You can sew a center line, or if you want to partition it to be smaller or bigger, you can do so. But for me, I'm just going to sew a center from the bottom to the top here to the bias tape, and with a 1/8 inch difference, and I'm going to sew it down. Now this one is done. I'm going to repeat the same for the remaining piece. And likewise, I'm going to sew the center line across. Maybe I'll just leave this open. I'm not going to sew a divider pocket. The choice is yours. And now we are done with the two pieces of outer compartment with mesh pocket. Leave this aside first. Take out the remaining outer compartment lining, piece A3, and on one short edge, we will mark the elastic band placement, which is similar to what we did earlier. For medium size is 1 5/8, and for large size is 3 1/8 inch. I already placed the marking. So what you do is you will put the elastic band behind the marking, and we will place the top and bottom. On the opposite short edge, we will mark 3/4 inch from the short edge, top and bottom. We will take a piece F1, which is a flat base, and we will place it on top of the marking. We will top stitch with a 1/8 inch. Once you are done, we'll take the last piece, which is the piece F, the clear vinyl, mark the center point, and match the center point to the compartment lining piece A3 over here, like this. And we are going to paste it only on the short edge. Let's go to the sewing machine now. Next, we'll take the clear vinyl. I actually make the marking. I don't know whether can you see it. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to back stitch it, but I'm going to pull the knot at the back, at the wrong side, so that the finish is prettier. Right now we are on step 11, doing the elastic band spacing. There is no strict rules on how much you should sew, though the recommendation is there's a minimum gap of a 3/4 inch, and you add extra 3/8 inch at the top and the bottom for the seam allowance. I did a marking as what the pattern instruction suggested, which is on the top is 1¼ inch down, followed by 1 inch each. Remember to use a smaller stitch length. I'm going to use the standard, which is 2.5 millimeters, and remember to reverse at the start and the end. Remember to reduce down your stitch length. Or just leave the stitches as it is. And you're done with your last compartment. This is what we did earlier. This is medium size. And this is size large. There is no hard and fast rule on the spacing. I did a 1 3/8 inch followed by 3 1 inches. This is size small for the elastic band. Mark 2 5/8 inch and replace the elastic band inwards. For this spacing, I did a 1¼ inch followed by 3/4 and 7/8 inch. There is no hard and fast rule, but the spacing is rather small. Use your best judgment to see how much you want to space it out, but the rule of thumb is at least a 3/4 inch inside. We are done with all the compartment lining. We will now assemble the main panel exterior to the lining. Now we are on page 15, step number 14, assemble the main panel exterior with the lining. If you are using the sewing stabilizer like Peltex or by any soft and stable or any stabilizer, you will got to sandwich in between. But I already did the Sewfisticated foam, so I'm ready to assemble together. You will need to place the fabric wrong side together. Before that, determine which compartment you would like to go. There is not much difference, to be honest, because both sides you can zip it down. Do bear in mind, because when you close this, for example, you will fold it down. So it depends whether you want your mesh pocket to be on the left side or on the right side. For me, I'm a right-hander, so I will tend to slide it in like this. So I prefer as what it is now. But if you're a left-hander, you might want to consider to put it here. So now I'm going to put them wrong side together. We put this aside first. And for the remaining panel, again, same thing, it will be wrong side together. However, you have to take note because we are going to zip it down like this. So we need your clear vinyl. If you have a directional print, make sure that it's facing this side. This is an example. So when we close it, when you come down, you will see here. So you want your directional print, if you do have, to be like this. Double check. You flip down. This is correct. So we'll go to the sewing machine now and base the parameter with a 1/8 inch. And we are done with the exterior. If you are doing small size, you will have two pieces of plain piece A1, that is a center compartment lining. Then you will line up wrong side together with the mesh pocket. So basically this is right side up, mesh fabric right side up. Then you will baste it. That is for small size. For medium and large size, take the zipper pocket that we did earlier, because we haven't closed it. We're going to place this right side up for both pieces, and we take one mesh pocket wrong side up. Basically, we are sandwiching the A2 pocket lining right side up. Let me repeat again. Zipper pocket right side up. This is piece A2, the pocket lining, and then this should be the remaining one that doesn't have any pocket sewed onto it. And wrong side up, which is a mesh pocket. If any reason this zipper pocket is longer than these two pieces, we will trim it down later after we baste it. Put this aside. Same for these two. We are going to place it wrong side together. Okay, so now we're going to the sewing machine and we're going to baste it with a 1/8 inch. Now we are done with the exterior panel and the compartment lining. Take a short break first before we tackle our center compartment assembly, which include the zipper gusset. Same as the mesh fabric, I didn't record. I thought I did. So I need to record the whole thing, and I decided to change the exterior. So for now, we are on step 18, the grab handle, and step 19, zipper tab. The concept is very similar, hence I demonstrate all at one time. We put the zipper tab aside first. On the pattern instruction, I mentioned to mark the measurement differently on one piece that you want to showcase on the outside for the grab handle. If you can see this grab handle, at the back is slightly taller and the front is shorter. So for the one that you want to showcase on the outside, you mark on the center line. And at the back, which is taller, we will fold at a 1/4 inch from the long side, which I already marked. So right now I'm going to remove the DST backing and I'm going to fold the long edges to meet the center line. Likewise for here. This is a 3/4 inch. If you are using a domestic machine, consider using one piece to be a lining or a thinner fabric so that it doesn't add layers to your final construction. So right now, I'm going to place another double-sided tape on the wrong side of the shorter handle. And I'll place wrong side there. And we will go to the sewing machine and top stitch the perimeter with a 1/8 inch. Before we do that, we put this aside first, and we will talk about this zipper tab because it's very similar. And to cut down your processing, you can do it at one time. So this again is the same thing. Either you use a double-sided tape, or right now I'm going to just press it in and go to the sewing machine and sew top stitch, followed by the fold on this side. To reduce down the bulk, consider using a lightweight fabric. This I'm using a vibrant wool, so not necessary you need to really use the exterior for the zipper tab. You'll cut into two and we will baste the raw edges. And we'll put this aside for now while we continue to do the handle. So make sure you are happy with the lining, and we are going to top stitch a parameter. It's a little bit off this side, but it's all right because we are going to do that and you really hardly notice the difference. Again, we'll put this together with the zipper tab aside first. As mentioned, I need to record the whole thing, so I decided to change up the exterior. We will put everything aside except for one piece of exterior, lining, and the zipper. We will put the stabilizer later because I'm using a Sewfisticated foam, which is a self-adhesive, but if you're using the fusible stabilizer, please go ahead and fuse it now. So right now, we are going to take the lining and the zipper tape. Ensure that the length is correct as per the measurement. We will double check again before we proceed to sew the base exterior, because sometimes the fabric that we use tend to stretch. So that is a checklist later. We will place the piece B1 lining right side up and the zipper wrong side down. Wrong side down, right side up. So at the end of the day, you will see the zipper teeth. And for ease of sewing, I'm not going to put a zipper pull in, but put it close to you so that it reminds you to put it on. You can also use a double-sided tape. If you do so, put it on the lining long edge. We will go to the sewing machine now and base with a 1/8 inch. Take out your piece B exterior. Place it right side together with a zipper tape. And you sew with a 1/4 inch. We're going to flatten the lining and the exterior. If you are using the cotton woven or cotton fabric base that you can iron, go ahead first. Since for me, I'm using a self-adhesive foam, I'm going to adhere first before I top stitch it. Okay, now we are going to top stitch a parameter with a 1/8 inch. Oh no! I forgot to check the bobbin thread. Goodness. Okay, I just have to do something. I'll be right back. Okay, I really wind up the bobbin thread, so I'm not going to take out the whole thing, but I'm going to just tie the knot at the back and continue. So now I'm going to continue from where I stopped. Again, leave a trail of thread so that you can long enough for you to tie it from the back. Then I will continue to top stitch the parameter. I made another mistake. I didn't put it behind. I put the lining right on top of the zipper. So I got to restart. I already unstitched and I'm going to baste lining facing right side up and the zipper tape wrong side down. And also you want to be consistent on how you sew. Just now we sew with the zipper tape facing up. So I'm going to also sew with the zipper tape facing up for this round, for this side, because you want to have the consistent result, especially if your fabric tend to stretch or any reason. So you know that your sewing method is consistent. Double check again, zipper tape facing up, right side up, the lining right side up. Okay, this is what we get. Then we will take our exterior right side down and right side together with the zipper teeth. Likewise, earlier I sewed with the lining facing up. When I sew the exterior, I'm going to do that the same thing now. So and now we're going to flatten the seam. Again, if you are using this Sewfisticated foam, make sure you adhere it first. Okay, likewise, I'm going to top stitch a parameter with a 1/8 inch. Now we are done. See, now we need to remember to put in the zipper pull. I like to trim the top notch so that it's easier for me to line up. Looks good. Make sure there is no obvious gap in between the zipper pull. Looks good, so I'm going to trim off. And use a lighter to cinch it. And before we go ahead, on the pattern instruction, step 24, it gives you the sizes that you need to make sure that the measurement is correct. But in any case, even if you missed it, this measurement will be the same as the base exterior. So you are pretty safe in that sense, but you just have to make sure you do check. And don't forget to take your zipper tag, which we are going to baste it over here in between the zipper teeth. We'll just line up the raw edge together because it's not going to hold anything. It's just for you to, for ease of pulling your zipper zipper pull. And next, we'll take out your base exterior. And for this, I will put the stabilizer in first because I'm not going to do any zipper teeth. So once I put the stabilizer, so the two sides I can top stitch. Okay. Take out your lining, and for this, right side up, placing the lining right side together. If you can see, the base lining matches up the zipper gusset. And make sure that you actually put in the two pulls and the zipper tab already before we top stitch the two raw edges with a 1/8 inch. Once done, we'll take out the stabilizer, right side together with the zipper gusset exterior. The base gusset and the zipper gusset should match perfectly. If any reason they didn't match because of the width of the zipper teeth, don't panic. What we can do is we can always trim down. Just measure center point to the center point for the zipper gusset and the base exterior. Then from there, you can trim it down easily. So now we are going to sew with a 3/8 inch. I think I did sew a little bit. Let's turn around and see. But for now, you can trim your exterior to reduce the bulk. Sorry, you can reduce the whole thing. Check we are happy. Looks good so far. And now we're going to clip the lining and the exterior wrong side together. Thereafter, we're going to top stitch a parameter. Okay, we are done now. Check that you are happy with it. Okay, we are going to mark the center point first. And we are now done. We'll go to the next step, which is the outer zipper gusset. Okay, next we are on step 28 for the zipper gusset with base. We will repeat the same process that what we did on the center zipper gusset. Before we proceed, make sure you put in your zipper pull, either 1 or 2, and your zipper length is the same as what is stated on page 19. And use a lighter to cinch the ends. So we will put one side away first, because in total we need to do 2. Okay, we need to place your lining right side up and the zipper wrong side down, and we will base with a 1/8 inch. We'll do the same on the other end. Just remember, right side up, wrong side down. Okay, and we take your exterior. I won't put the foam yet first, I'll do it later. But if you are using a fusible stabilizer, make sure you already fuse your stabilizer. Your exterior, right side together with the zipper tape. And we are going to sew with a 3/8. And we will trim the exterior only without touching the zipper tape so that we can reduce the bulk. Okay, right now we need to align the exterior to the zipper tape right side together. This step can be confusing because sometimes when you think that you're right, when we turn around, it is not. With your zipper tape right side up, and we will just turn the exterior from right side together, and we will sew like this. One more time. Over here, we will actually twist and turn inwards to face together. You can always double check by doing this. So I'm going to sew with a 3/8 inch. Again, and take it out, trim off the exterior, and we will put the base stabilizer, if you have not to, in between the, for me is because it's so adhesive, so I'll just put on the exterior. For you, if you are using Peltex, then you can slip in. Okay, once we are done, we turn it out. And we are going to base the parameter with a 1/8 inch. Okay, and your zipper gusset is already done for one. Before we do the other, let's make the center point. And we'll put this aside while we continue for the other zipper gusset. So your zipper gusset for the outer compartment is already done. Make sure you mark the center point first. Now we have already done all the component, which is the center zipper gusset, outer zipper gusset, that will be 2, main panel, and the center compartment lining, plus the handle. So we are into the final assembly. You put everything aside first except the zipper gusset plus the handle. Take your grab handle and make sure the shoulder height is facing out, and we are just going to align it below the joint seam to avoid all the layers, and we are going to baste it. But we only baste one side so that it's easier to do the center compartment construction. Now we are going to step 31, attaching the center and outer compartment zipper gusset. Mark the center point, which we already did. So we are going to line up the base of the outer zipper gusset to the exterior of the center zipper gusset. And make sure that you do align with the side where the grab handle will already attach. You can unzip the zipper. Right now we are going to the sewing machine to baste it with a 1/8 inch, and I like to sew with the exterior facing up. So I'm going to turn it around. I'm going to sew it in this way. Okay. And you can turn it out and double check. Make sure there is no puckle, which shouldn't be. Okay. Next, we will attach the center compartment lining to the zipper gusset. The pattern is written in a way the mesh is facing out, okay, but if any reason you want to do it in any arrangement, feel free to do so. Make sure your zipper is unzipped first. So right now we are going to line up the bottom of the compartment lining to the base center point. And we will continue to match all the center point. And we will unzip the zipper so that it's easier for us to line it up. There you go. This is the inside and this is the outer. So we are going to baste it first. You can either use a stapler Otherwise, you can sew the straight edges first before tackling the round corners, whichever method works for you. Basically, there are two methods of sewing the middle panel to the zipper gusset. It really depends on your sewing machine and your fabric that you use. For me, I prefer to sew a loop for this instead of lining facing down, because I find it's a bit tough at times over here and I tend to get buckles, but I see people can achieve it perfectly. So it really depends on your sewing habits. For me, the loop sewing method works for me. So I'm going to do that. I like to put my hand inside, okay, just to help to maneuver. If you're using a chunky zipper pull like I'm doing now, just be mindful. It looks good, except maybe here, but it's fine. It's slightly off, but it's fine for me because over here I can't see anything, and I'm going to bind it also. So more importantly, at the exterior, it looks well matched up. After binding, it will be even perfect. Okay, we'll go to the next step, which is binding. Your bias tape or 4-over elastic band. I'm not good in stretch material, so I'm sticking to my bias tape. And you can use a clip to go round. For me, I'm going to just align as I sew. It is better for me. I cannot achieve on the clipping part. I'm not sure why, but it doesn't look as pretty if I do that. So I'm just going on my way. So I'm going to wrap around only on the first portion. Then as I sew along, I will just make sure I align it on the center portion to cover the raw edges. In the market, there is also sell adhesive bias tape or binding tape. You can always try it out. So like before, I'm just going to do as a loop. Make sure you have enough bobbin thread, which I'm going to check now. Yeah. This will be easier because the pieces is already based together. It's just to focus on getting your bias tape to cover the raw edges. And if you are particular and if you're new, change your thread to be the same color as your bias tape. So for me, I just will fold into half and I will just sew along with a 1/4 inch. At the same time, I will use my index of middle finger just to make sure that all is aligned. Always double check. Looks good so far. And do be mindful on the mesh because there are tester also. They have, we do have this little hook on our sewing machine. Mine broke long time ago, so it doesn't bother me. But if you do have, do be mindful because the mesh fabric will tend to hook onto the little hook. They cut and access about 2 to 3 inches so that later we can fold our bias tape at the finishing line. Okay, again, because my poo is quite chunky, so you just got to make sure that it's out of the way. Moment of truth. I know I already have one skip stitch here. Looks good so far, except for this one. So I'm just going to do a double stitch here again. And before I do so, let me zip it up and see. Is it okay? Yep, it's okay. Yeah, I think it's perfect. Except for the grab handle. Here is a little bit buckle, but I'm not going to be bothered with it because I think you can smooth it out later. Plus, this is the base. No one is going to pick into that. Okay, I'm going to just reinforce the stitch on the grab handle. Okay, it's done. And next, we are going to attach the outer panel. Right now, we are on step 35, attaching the outer zipper gusset to the main panel exterior. First, we will need to line up the exterior right side together. So this is the bottom of the exterior to the base. This is what you will see. Then from here, we will continue to do the zipper. The pattern is designed in a way that we need not slip into the zipper, but if you really need to, make sure to use a lighter to cinch the zipper tape. Right now we are going to base around the parameter with a 1/8 inch. For this, I like to have the lining facing down, but do bear in mind because we do have this clear vinyl, sometimes it's helpful to use maybe a pattern piece or tissue paper to actually put over so that it doesn't stick to the sewing machine. Okay, just check it. I think it looks good so far. You will still see some basting stitches. It's alright because we did the 1/8 basting stitch, and on the side where there's a clear vinyl, sometimes it's a bit stiff. Let the back do sit. It will behave better for the zipper after a while. It's looking good. I was skeptical to use the stripe, but I think it looks well. Now we will do the binding as what we did earlier. This will be easier. Again, I'm going to change out to a 1/4 inch and just make sure that you have enough bobbin thread. For this, again, I also like to start from the bottom and with this facing down. This side will be a bit tough because of the zipper pull, but we still can. We just need to slowly do one stitch at one time. And also use a chunky pull, that's why. Over here, but it's alright. I can accept that. And we are done with that. One outer compartment. Okay, before we zip it up, because as I mentioned, the corners sometimes you need time to remember for them to behave. So I tend to flex first. before we zip it up. And here will be tougher because of the clear vinyl. Okay. Sorry, there's an alarm to remind me of my daughter coming home. Okay. And here. It look gorgeous. Here I need to sort it out again. Sometimes I use a bigger clip, okay, bigger than this, and clip it overnight so that it will remember the position. Okay, we'll see the last time before we move to the other side. See, it's getting better. Love it. Okay, we'll go on to this side. We repeat exactly the same as what we did earlier. This one will be probably a little bit challenging because we won't have this clear hole to go through, but still, we're still able to through the zipper pocket. And let's get started. Okay, we are going to repeat what we did earlier. So we are on step 37 now. You need to align the grab handle to the same position as earlier. Okay, and then going to paste it. So from here, we will take our remaining outer zipper gusset and we will repeat the same thing. Exterior, line up with the exterior, right side together. On this side, it will be tougher to sew with the exterior facing up. Okay, so we just have to sew with the exterior facing down because of the layers that we have already sewed on earlier. Almost missed here. Let me just check first. Okay, it looks good. I just need to do that. Okay, next we are going to take out our remaining compartment lining. As mentioned, you can put the zipper pocket outside or inside, it's up to you. But I'm going to put it inside. Line up the bottom center point, followed by the rest of the center point also. We will just repeat what we did earlier. Notice here it can be thick. So if you're using a domestic machine, please consider using one piece lining and one piece maybe an exterior, which is vinyl, because it can add to the layers. This is what you see inside. Okay, so we are going to sew this, baste this. I'm not going to lie, it's going to be more challenging, but just take one step at a time. You can always use a stapler first, and thereafter we will take out the stapler before we find the whole parameter. So let's go and sew the thing together. I'm going to take it out and realign because I changed the camera and I just lost the clip. Yeah, I think this angle is better so that I can see. Earlier, I can't see. The phone was blocking my view. Okay, this is the top. Yeah. We still need to do one round of binding. I didn't catch well here also. Okay. That's fine. Yeah, it looks balanced so far. So far it looks good here. How about this side? Awesome. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just unpick a little bit. I probably didn't do a good job of basting earlier on the zipper gusset. It's more than 1/8 inch. This happens also. Okay. Okay, now I'm ready to do the binding. Same as earlier, I'm going to just bind, fold the bias tape as I sew along. I knew I didn't catch the 1/4 inch, so I'm going to unstitch here to do it. But in the meantime, you can check the rest. Looks good. Sorry. No wonder I got problem. There will be days that everything will go very smoothly. There will be days like this. It is just part of the process. So sometimes it's best to walk away if you are having if you're having some issue, the same simple issue constantly, like now. But I know I need to finish this for the launch. Hey, but otherwise it looks okay. You just need to have a little bit more patience. Okay, let's carry on. Looks okay, not too bad. From the inside, so we got to zip it up and see from the outside. Oh, I think I catch something just now earlier. Looks like it's okay. Okay, let's zip it up. Yeah, I think I'll probably need a little bit of time to stuff inside, and it should be flattened out. And we are going to repeat the same thing as what we did earlier. We will unzip first. And we are going to place it right side together. Okay, once you're happy with it, just double check that the direction is correct. Okay, open. Then we are going to sew with a, we are going to base with a 1/8 inch. Okay, this was easy. The pattern is designed in a way that you need not snip into the zipper. But if you ever really need to do that, remember to cinch the zipper after you snip it. Okay, the first peek. I think it looks awesome. I'm so glad that I went for the bold color instead of sweet color, the contrasting color. Let me see, something is stuck here. Okay, this is the bias. It's all right. Later when we bind it, it should be fine. Check everything is cool. Okay, and the outside here, I think all is good. And it aligns well. I really love this. And we are going to do our last binding. It looks so good. It does look like a piping, isn't it? Just here, I need to stuff and let it remember. Because right now it's still without binding. I just changed my bobbin thread, so double check yours. And right now it's the last round for this pouch. Okay, let's check. Looks good. Okay, let's go to the overhead view. Let's check. Check that you're happy with it and you are done. Thank you for watching. I hope this video helped you to get started. Do remember to share your make and participate in our bi-monthly Share Your Challenge over at the Sophisticated Facebook group. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you will never miss an update. Happy sewing and see you in the next video.